You've been a patient here for how long?
Oh my gosh, 2021, so almost 4 years.
Yeah. And now you came in with what? What is your main thing you came in with?
So I was injured by a chiropractic adjustment before. I suspect that I had connective tissue laxity already and some damage. I have a history of Lyme and mold toxicity, biotoxin illness, and autoimmune disease. So I suspect I already had injury and damage. I remember some symptoms from back then. I just didn't really think they were that big of a deal until I was obviously injured by high velocity chiropractic adjustment. It did take me 6 weeks to put the clues together that that's what it was, but so by the time I found you, I'd been injured and trying already, working with different upper cervical chiropractors, different techniques, even had gotten prolotherapy injections, was still just kind of spiraling. But the symptoms when I came to see you were blood pressure dysregulation if the Atlas went out, which it went out regularly. My C2 would just, you always call it the Frankenstein bolt because it likes to stick out pretty far. It was very lax and would slide around a lot. So I had a lot of dizziness, a lot of dysautonomia. I could not regulate my nervous system, my autonomic nervous system very well. Yeah, so dizzy, blood pressure, heart rate, palpitations, anxiety.
Thyroid?
Yes. I mean, so many things. It's hard to even remember because it's been doing well for a long time, but a lot of stiffness and guarding, which when it gets flared up, I still can go into that guarding mode, but I've been able to move pretty freely, which has been amazing. Goodness, I mean, do you remember anything that was, I mean, it was debilitating. I wasn't able to drive for 18 months. I was miserable. I felt like I was having panic attacks regularly. My blood flow was messed up because I felt like it would compress arterial blood flow. And even it would be kind of like in the brain, but all down in the neck and in the shoulders and into my arms sometimes, blood flow issues. I think even down into my upper torso. I just felt like
I remember that twisting. You
yes.
kept saying things felt like they were twisting all the way down into your abdomen in here.
Yes. Yeah, like that. We figured out that high velocity adjustment, even I already probably had a sliding hiatal hernia, but it pulled it like really strong. And so I remember coming to you regularly, and you would help to kind of ease that hernia back down, that stomach, but it would just go, it would jump back up until I could get my Atlas to just be more stable and not, and get the fascia to eventually kind of release and let go. That's been a big deal.
Do you remember how long it took for you finally to hold your Atlas alignment? Because I know it was a little bit more an uphill battle for you after all, with everything.
Yes. I felt like I could hold the Atlas for a few weeks at a time, but any sort of abrupt movement would just knock it right out. And C2 was the one that was the biggest, struggle, because that one would move a lot and very easily. I mean, I could just turn my head to a smidge too far, having to learn like where my boundaries are. I could just turn it a smidge too far and come back normal pace, and that would be enough to mess it up. I'd have to like time myself, like slow it down. So I feel like I would hold it okay, but when it was out, it was catastrophic. I mean, my body could not tolerate it being out. It wasn't like I keep getting headaches, or I don't know, I just feel kind of funny, or I have more floaters in my vision. It was like
taking care of your kids was difficult. Driving was difficult. Taking care of your house. I remember basically every aspect of your daily life was just taken out from underneath you.
Yeah, I threw it out one time sweeping, and I couldn't even sweep my
kitchen.
I
remember that. Yeah.
And I was very frustrated. I was like, this is not how are people supposed to live like this?
Right.
Because I know I'm not the only one. I know there's lots of people that are struggling, and if I had known years ago that I was already struggling with my neck and upper cervical issues before ever getting injured and all this stuff, I can't imagine how different my life could be.
But let me ask you this: through this journey, you're at a totally different place now. What are you doing now because you feel like you can?
Yeah, I pretty much do almost anything that I want, aside from anything like I used to love to do, which is adventurous. So I can drive, I can go on vacation, I can go on road trips, I can clean my entire house, I can clean everything in my home, I can be in social situations for a prolonged period of time without getting tired or feeling pain or discomfort, or just getting the muscles getting tired, and needing to go sit back down, because it was for a couple years where I was just living on the couch with a heating pad a lot. just trying to get the muscles to let go and stop, and inflammation down, red light, my infrared light thing that I use and stuff like that. So now I can do, pretty much anything I want. There's only a few things left, and I think we've talked about it. I think eventually I'll just have to get something to help those ligaments because mine are just too, hurt and damaged. But pretty much anything that I want.
How about you pursuing something a little bit more for yourself as well?
Yeah. Like I've been able to, being a mom with young kids, now they're getting older. And when I was first injured, it was so funny. All I could do was sit on the couch or I could not sit down. So I was either pacing my house or I was sitting down, just either way, not productive and not functioning. And now I can, I've tried to start learning how to do, I can read books, I can sit and read now. I can, I was trying to learn how to do some like handcrafts, like embroidery or knitting or sewing, some of those like good old hobbies people. And so I can do it though, like I can do that. I can hold my arms and I can hold my shoulders, in this position and not get all tired and feel like I'm pulling or tugging or wear anything out. Like I can do it. I can, like I said, we love going on road trips and I can do that. Like for a while, we just couldn't do anything. I had to ride passenger side with a pillow behind my neck on my seat reclined and now I love to travel, I love to go to the movies, I love people. That's what I do hobby-wise more than anything is just I love being with people, being funny and silly and also just really good deep heart conversations that take a lot of, it just takes a lot of strength and resiliency to kind of sit for long periods of time and have conversations with people. And I don't tire or get stressed or distracted because I'm feeling symptoms or anxious or whatever. Like I get to be fully present with my kids and with my husband and with family and friends. And I get to, I'm still trying to figure out what hobbies does a mom have, Like we're getting through the phase. We're getting older. It's like okay, like the house is pretty clean. I'm not changing diapers and chasing toddlers anymore.
Right.
So part of it's just I don't know what hobbies are available anymore. I haven't been in the world for a long time.
Well, that's another thing. What would you say to somebody that is suffering from what you suffered from, especially it did take you a while to kind of get through that, but what would you say to somebody that is suffering and still has been passed around from doctor to doctor, therapist to therapist? What would you say to them as far as, what to look for and I guess patience and grace and things like that?
Yes, be very patient with yourself. Give yourself a lot of grace. Ask for that from the people that are helping you too, because I always looked fine on the outside, but I was not fine. And I finally found a team of practitioners and providers who understood what was going on with me, that I could say certain things and all the conventional doctors could be like, well, we don't see that in your imaging or your blood work. And then I found you and a few other practitioners and providers that you're aware of that it's like y'all could see with different eyes and you could see in the imaging or you could feel it without imaging and you're like, I feel exactly what you're talking about. It's not in your head, it's real, and that's what I would say and encourage people is if you're battling something that will not fit, like it will not stay or it will not, the doctors don't know what it is, they're kind of gaslighting you a little bit. I've been gaslit a lot. It is 100% real, the effect of the vagus nerve on the entire body, and the vagus nerve is a critical nerve, and it is dramatically affected by upper cervical positioning and care. And I can attest to, I would, if my atlas or like something in there got just a little bit tangled up or a little bit off, because of the injury, especially all these muscles would go into spasm, everything would clamp down.
It would even swell up. You can even see all the thyroid swelling. You could see all that too.
I'd start piling up some fluid and things like that. But it was all the telltale signs of anxiety that the conventional world calls anxiety, but it would be like I'd have the nausea, I'd have difficulty swallowing, I'd feel like kind of keyed up, blood pressure and heart rate would kind of come up, palpitations. But I would come and get adjusted and I would just get to lay there for a second and I would feel my whole body just kind of go, because there was just pressure, there was just a kink, there was just a tugging, there was something irritating that vagus nerve, preventing all of those downline functions it's responsible for from from functioning correctly, and it was upset about it, and it was telling me, and I was like, I'm gonna get help, I'm coming to see Dr. Taylor today, and there was a lot of comfort too with that, like when I first started coming to see you, I was seeing you 2 to 3 times a week, and then I finally started holding and longer, and now I only have to come when I need it, which ends up being about average, maybe we'll say 6 weeks.
6 to 8 weeks,
yeah, somewhere around there, which is mind-blowing.
Dramatically different.
That's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And so, and it brings a lot of peace and comfort to me now, so whenever I have those symptoms kind of arise, it's like, okay, I have like my little checklist of what I know can kind of irritate it, and one of the things I know is I'm going to come see Dr. Taylor, and I feel it helps my brain and my nervous system to know, like, we've been here before.
Yeah.
We made it that time. We're surely going to be fine this time. We just got to get there and just get Dr. Taylor to knock it back, just get out of that way, so I have a lot of empathy for people that are struggling and that are wrestling and feel hopeless and feel debilitated and confined to their home, because I lived that way for a long time with 3 kids, and I would say, trust your gut. You know yourself. You know if it's in your head or if there's something that's triggering. Yeah. When there's a root that's not just you.
Correct.
That's not just in your head or your mind. Not that it can't trigger that, it can, but you can tell, you can discern the difference, and I would encourage the people that are struggling like that to reach out, to ask for help. That's one of the reasons why I came to see you, is because I love that you're a diplomate with upper cervical, because I knew that you would have the extra education, training, and knowledge, experience, and wisdom to give me good counsel. Not just, I heard a doctor say one time, let's try this. Like, I didn't want to be anybody's guinea pig. I have been a guinea pig many times and been very injured and hurt by that. And so your credentials and your experience and everything meant a lot to me. And I trusted my friend who had come to see you, and it was the right choice. I drive over an hour to get here because I've moved further away, but it's worth it. I'm not leaving. So.
Well, I'm glad now that it's only every 6 to 8 weeks.
Right? Yeah. Me too.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, and it's going to give a lot of hope to people that have been in or are in your position right now.
Yeah, I hope so. I really do.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, happy to be here.